Greetings, Elder Blacklight. Yesterday we were talking about Vatican and our stolen legacy. How the Caucasian has taken and took our legacy and reversed it to be his legacy. And we are now worshiping. So all you black Christians, pay attention to this right here.
Dawn of the 4th century, Constantine began his ascent in both power and prestige. He was proclaimed emperor in AD 306, and by AD 324 he had solidified control over the entire Roman Empire, and in the following year he called the First Council of Nicaea. This council formally established a number of doctrinal changes that had been adopted in practice over the previous 2 centuries. The nature of God and the celebration of Easter were 2 key items on the agenda. It was Constantine's prior signing of the Edict of Milan that eventually brought peace after more than 2 centuries of religious persecution.
Now, they changed the philosophy and the science of and the name of the practice of Christianity, because Jesus, never heard him say call any name like Christianity was the religion he was practicing. He didn't say that. So how do you get the name Christianity? Who named it that? So it was thousands and thousands of years when this name became saturated into the minds of black people. So the black man and black woman that claim to be Christians, you're not in the mind of Jesus, the one they said to be Jesus, which actually wasn't his real name. And y'all say he the Christ. And he never did claim himself to be that. He always said there was one is coming after him. He said it will be the comforter. You know, so y'all into the mind of a Roman emperor named Constantine. He set all of this up. And all my subs want to know, well, oh, what's this got to do with us today? What's this got to do with us over here in America? And you were starting off talking about Nipsey, and you said you was gonna tie us into the gatekeepers. And well, first of all, look at all your black preachers. They don't mention this to you. They don't mention the name Constantine to you, because they gatekeepers to the Romans. The Romans are most famous for being Italians. They are most famous for being conquerors. They are most famous for being mafioso. They was over in Africa beating up on Haile Selassie, conquering all over there. It wasn't nothing new because they went all in Egypt and conquered Egypt. They went all over in Alexandria, the Library of Alexandria, which is in Africa. Took all them books and put them up in the Vatican. So now you got a clear view of what you're up against. We've been fighting, the black man been fighting for a long time. They're coming out on the losing end because he didn't have the proper perspective of what's happening. He always conforms himself to his enemy. And the way they did it was painting Jesus to be a white man. And you can't get that image out of your mind. So they said, we're going to lock you in and put our image on that money, on that dollar bill. Now you're definitely locked in. The money that you need to buy your groceries to keep them lights on is on that dollar bill. And then you go down and bow down every Sunday and pray to the image again. And some people, you know, they took the image out, but they got the cross up there. The cross was used to nail people up on it, and y'all bowing down to something like that. To be continued.